So we're going to try and predict the World Cup.
Yes,
Who's going to win it? So pool
this is the
stages.
yeah, this is the official Pretend Wisdom Rugby World Cup 2023 predictor, which basically means this is as good as gospel. This is
Yes,
going to happen.
yes, this is exactly what is going to play out over the next few months of the Rugby World Cup. So
Yeah.
Group A, we
Hmm.
have New Zealand,
Good start.
France, Italy,
Mm.
Uruguay, and Namibia. I'm excited about this group, to be honest.
That is a good group because so let's say France are the hosts. For those who don't know, France are the hosts, and the first game is against New Zealand. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
and which is they used to be top team in the entire world for about 100 years straight. They're still pretty good. The number three, they've slipped a bit, but they're still amazing. You don't count them out. So France, who are the favourites really going in, or one of the favourites going in, because it's their home advantage. They've got a really strong team against one of the best teams ever. That's gonna be a great game. But I reckon France are gonna take that. So France are gonna win
Really?
against New Zealand. Uh,
Okay.
so I think they're gonna come
Okay.
up top of that group. Is what I think. What do you think, Zach?
That's a bold claim. Yeah, I think the deciding match is New Zealand versus France. So I think the group will be decided on the first day of the World Cup, basically. Um,
Which is sad
so
because you've got three other teams there who, as much as I love those three other teams, they've got no hope.
no, I mean Italy, they were looking pretty good. They got a good win over Wales, a good win over Australia.
Coming up in the world.
Um, yeah, they're coming up, but I don't think they have the legs to compete with New Zealand and France. So I think that France might pip New Zealand on that first game.
With the home
Although,
advantage.
yeah, so this is the interesting thing, right? France have the home advantage, but New Zealand are absolute beasts when it comes to World Cups. For some reason, they just show up. They're just
Yeah.
always good at a World Cup.
This is true. It's the opposite of Ireland. Ireland every year
Mm,
always so strong and never get past the quarterfinals because they just fumble for some reason. And
yeah.
New Zealand always look they always look good, but they never look strong that strong, and then they always turn up. You're right. They always turn up. So yeah, this is a tough one.
It's a
Oh,
really tough one. So
so yeah, but those two have to come out. We don't know what order they're going to be in.
I don't know. I feel like, well, I guess the interesting question is who will struggle more against Italy, New Zealand or France?
Oh, so it's kind of the points difference.
Well, I'm just thinking that, well, potentially, yeah, but it's,
In which case, France will struggle more because they play them more often. So Italy
yeah,
will win them. You know.
I'm happy to go with France top of the group, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Let's go with the home advantage. Let's give them the honor of first place because they've hosted us.
Yeah,
And also, just to put it in context, what is it? Namibia's one of the other team.
yeah.
So famously one of the worst teams in rugby history. One of my favourites for that reason. But this is essentially like putting Mike Tyson in the ring with a 4-year-old disabled child. Is basically what's
Oh
going to go on.
my days.
That's kind of the level we're dealing with of,
Sure.
for instance, skill and ability here. It's going to be a terrifying game to watch. That one.
I
Namibia.
can't wait for New Zealand, Namibia. That's going to be incredible.
I think to this day they still host the record. The last time those two teams played for the worst loss in rugby
Yeah,
history and the biggest win of 107, I think it was to
yeah, it was something
six.
insane. Yeah.
Oh, no one was cheering by the end. I remember it was awful.
Something wild like that, man. Something wild. So New Zealand are easily in second.
Hmm.
Italy, Uruguay, Namibia. I think it's pretty much that order.
I think you're right. Yeah, yeah. I would like a show up from Namibia, but my boys can't make it sadly.
Yeah. Okay, Group B. This is, what some people are calling the group of death. We have South Africa, Ireland, Scotland, Tonga, and Romania.
Can I preface this a little bit
Hmm.
and just say that they picked these teams 4 years ago. So basically, like the week after the old World Cup finished.
Yeah.
And back then, they've changed the rules now, so they're not going to do that for this exact reason. Because you've got three of the top five teams in the entire world
Yeah.
in one group, which is just not fun for anybody to watch, especially if you're a Scotland fan. It's
Mm.
stressful and terrifying. So Scotland used to be world seventh or eighth back at that time. Now we're world five, which is pretty good. We've done well,
It's
and we're
amazing.
looking really strong. And the one year we look like we could do really well is the one year we get lumped in a group with Ireland and South Africa, and then if whoever we beat, if we somehow manage to escape that, go on to face either France or New Zealand.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, it's awful. So,
Yeah.
um, it's going to be a rough. Let's go from the ground up on this one, shall we?
Okay.
Who do you think's going to
Okay.
come last?
Romania.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Romania is
Yeah.
going to come. They've got some guts, but yeah, they're going to be bad.
Yeah. Romania are coming last. I think it's pretty nailed on that Ireland are coming first. I don't think there's any
Yeah.
debate.
So the only thing I was chatting to my Irish friend about this, Bruce. Shout out to you, Bruce. He
Hello,
doesn't listen.
Bruce.
Okay. But um, he's saying that he's a bit nervous. He knows Ireland are going to get out of the group stages. It's almost guaranteed. But the only thing is, Scotland do really well against big teams like
Mm,
Ireland and like South Africa. Like we just have a habit of just, sticking to the man. We're kind of used to that. So that's what worries him a bit. And so if we manage to win one of those two games, so say we beat South Africa, Ireland beats Scotland, and South Africa manages to pull out a win against Ireland, that's not unreasonable. Then it would mean it would come down to points difference against the other two teams, basically, which
mm,
you never know could happen. But I think let's do this one as the sensible pick for now. We'll do it again
okay.
as the hopeful pick. Let's put Ireland first
Yeah.
and South Africa second, which pains me to say.
Well, this is the interesting thing. I wonder whether Scotland could actually wild card beat South Africa
Yeah.
and potentially be looking at taking that second spot.
I think we could. I don't think it's unreasonable to say that because South Africa the past few weeks not been looking tip top. Let's be
Mm.
honest. They're
I
looking
mean, they
pretty.
did they did absolutely trounce Wales.
I
So
mean, Namibia could trounce Wales at this point. That's
I
that's
mean,
like
to be fair,
the
we beat them.
fish. Yeah, you got you.
We beat them, yeah.
So it's not unreasonable that we could. South Africa have lost a couple of good players, but they are looking very strong. They're also the reigning champions right now as well. They won last World Cup. So, but Scotland have a good habit of just getting the momentum going, which we have. So momentum's been our favour, and just charging in and just seeing what happens. So,
Yeah.
should we put them seconds for fun?
I kind of want to wild card Scotland in at second.
We could do it.
Let's
Our
wild card.
first game is against South Africa, so that's gonna be.
Okay, well then the group's decided on the first day as well. All right, here we go.
I'm
Scotland
so
in at second, South Africa in at third. I think Tonga are going to beat Romania. I think that's
yes.
pretty nailed on.
It also
Uh,
wouldn't surprise me if we lost to Tonga and got third anyway, but there you go.
yeah, well, we'll
Tonga are good
see.
guys.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay, Group C. We've got Wales, Australia, Fiji, Georgia, and Portugal.
I love the contrast between the group of death, Group B, which has got three of the greatest teams in the world, Tonga, who are amazing on their day, and then you've got
And
this team,
Romania, who are coming up.
Romania, who are coming up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then this team has got some of the worst teams at the moment.
Yeah,
Australia,
exactly.
England, and Wales. Oh
It's
my
like
goodness.
everyone that's kind of on the downturn currently. Wales, Australia, Georgia, Portugal. Georgia are kind of on their way up, so they're okay. Fiji are looking pretty good
Yeah.
as well. So
So, I mean,
maybe
realistically, the betting man would say one of England, Wales, and Australia, the two of those three will get out. But it also would not be totally unreasonable in my head for Fiji and Georgia to cause some kind of chaos.
I have a feeling that Fiji will beat Wales.
Oh, can we talk about? Ow, I hit my hand on the desk.
You're right.
I was gesticulating and just whacked my hand. Just explain the Wales thing. So Wales again used to be amazing. Now They've gone through a lot of union problems. They weren't paying people very well. They've lost a
Yeah.
lot of players. I think three of their heavy hitters retired a month before the World Cup started,
Yeah.
or before the warm up started. So that was bad. So they are now one of the worst teams. Uh, I think it would be between them and Namibia because Namibia at least have a team together. And so Wales are looking like they are might not make it at the group stages. Australia have had a bad run of luck. They've now got Eddie Jones. So for everybody in the world, they want them to lose because of that.
Yes.
Uh, and England, we've already discussed them. But the worrying thing for you guys is you did beat Wales once in your warm up games. You also lost them once, and the time you beat them, they were keeping up with you, which is very concerning
Well,
for you.
this is the stupid thing, right? Is that if both Wales and us get out of our groups, then we won't. The only time we'd have to play them we'd have to play them in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
So if we both get out of our groups, we'll have to play each other in the quarterfinals.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to that. I think Fiji can beat Wales
I think
on
let's
the
game
way
by
things are
game.
going.
So Fiji could beat Wales. I think Fiji could beat Australia.
I think Fiji could push them really far.
I think England will beat Fiji though because they'll come out of it.
England's not in this group.
But no, I thought they were in the group.
No, England's Group D. We've got
Oh,
Wales, Australia, Fiji, Georgia, and Portugal.
I thought Wales, England was in the same group. I'm sorry.
That's
Ignore
right.
everything. But yeah, so I think, okay, the betting man would say that Wales or Australia would make it out.
Yeah.
But I think Fiji's going to make it out second
Really?
to Australia. That's what I reckon.
Oh. Okay.
But
Yeah, I'm happy to go with that. Honestly.
I think Australia will get top of the group, but it won't be like a Ireland and New Zealand and France top of the group. I think it'll be like, oh, we got top of the group. That's amazing. We did not see it coming at all.
Yeah. We barely scraped wins over Georgia, Portugal, and Wales. Somehow we're here. Yeah.
I would really enjoy it if Wales got last
Yeah, me too.
because I think Georgia could really push them and Portugal, who are not that bad.
Let's just remember Georgia have already beaten Wales in this World Cup cycle. Yeah. Last time they played, Georgia won.
So Georgia beats Wales, Fiji beats Wales, Australia beats Wales because Australia have problems, but they're not that bad. And who was the other one? Portugal.
Portugal.
They could have a good day.
Should we put Wales last?
Yes, let's put Wales last. So I think Australia followed by Fiji, and then
Yeah.
the rest to you.
Australia, Fiji. I think Georgia will probably beat Portugal.
I think you're right.
Actually, Portugal are a little
Georgia,
exciting.
but Georgia are in. They've always been on the cusp of the Six Nations, so they're that good
Yeah. They're
level.
pretty established now as well. So
Yeah,
Georgia,
funding.
Portugal, and then we've shoved Wales at bottom. That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. Okay.
So,
Okay. Group D,
here it
the
is.
final group: England, Japan, Argentina, Samoa, and Chile.
There's some really good teams in there. Japan, one of my favorite teams. Love them.
I think this
Love
could be
to.
the closest group of them all.
I think you're right. I think this could be C and D could be are the hardest ones to predict. I think because you know
Yeah.
who's going to be top two or three in the other groups. But this one's so hard to predict. I reckon. Oh, do you think England will make it out?
I think Argentina will beat England for
So
sure.
Las Pumas, they are so good when they want to be. They've beaten Scotland quite a lot back when we were awful,
They
which is
beat
not.
us last time they played us
Oh, did they?
at Twickenham. They beat us at Twickenham, yeah.
Is that true? Wow, when
And
was that?
you know how I know that? I was there. I was so disappointed. I was like, no, the one
Oh,
game.
that's
Oh.
so good. Oh, I'm so happy with that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
Argentina beat us at Twickenham, which was not fun. It
so
was
okay.
not
Let's go
fun.
through them then. So Las Pumas could definitely beat England.
Yeah,
They could do it. Samoa, could they beat England? I think it'd be a good fight, but I think England would come out on top of that
yeah,
because you've got a lot of Samoan players in England anyway. So um,
yeah.
So you got Samoa would have a good fight but lose. Who else would go up against England? I've got the other teams.
We've got Japan and Chile left.
So Chile, you'd beat Chile, you'd hope.
Yeah,
Japan, no, that's
they're a
the
tricky
one I don't
team.
know. They
They're
are
a
tricky
tricky
because they
team.
are either good enough to beat South Africa, which they did, or they just have a bad day. They're never really in the middle.
Yeah, last time we played them at Twickenham, we dominated pretty well. So
That's crazy. That
I'm
which is
kind
so
of
because they also beat Argentina as well.
yeah.
So they beat Argentina, who beat you, who beat Japan, who beat. It's like a weird
Yeah,
triangle.
exactly. I think Argentina are topping the group.
I think that's a reasonable shout. I think you're right in that.
I
And
think England will
Japan,
scrape second. I think England will scrape it.
I can see that happening. Yeah, I can go
Yeah.
for that.
I think Japan will beat Samoa
Yeah, I think Japan will be P3,
and
solid
then
P. Samoa,
Samoa, Chile. Yeah.
we're chilling, man.
Okay, on to the quarter
Well,
finals.
this is the group stage is done. If you lose, you're out. This is it.
Yes. These are the knockout stages now. Quarterfinals. The first one, Australia versus England. I think we'd be
See,
lucky.
I, oh, the thing is that I don't know. I'm not going to say anything in this because I don't want England to win. I also despise Eddie Jones and did not want him to win as well. So I'm going to leave this one in your hands, buddy. You say and do what you want.
So the thing is, right, we have a bit of a knack of somehow beating Australia. We're relatively good at it. Um,
Well,
and even when sorry,
you used to own them. That helps.
yeah, it's also true. We even when we were in the midst of the bad Eddie Jones days, we still managed to win a series against them by the skin of our teeth.
Who won the Ashes recently?
Australia. Well, no, so technically it was a draw, but they keep the urn.
Oh, okay, so you drew that. You
Yeah,
beat the Women's World Cup.
that is true. In the semis, we
Look at
did do that.
history.
So I think England might come out on top if the scores of other sports come into play.
Which, as we all know, it does. Yes.
It definitely does. Um, I think I think England might scrape it by like 3 points. It will be something stupid like a Marcus Smith random drop goal in the
Is he in the
79th
squad?
minute. I think it'll be something stupid like that.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think yeah, I think England would. Yeah, I don't mind saying England could scrape that win.
I think we'll scrape a win against Australia. Now we have what the game that we would probably actually want to be the World Cup final itself. Ireland versus New Zealand.
Oh, isn't that awful?
It's so tough.
Um,
This is a quarter final, mate.
which is just awful. The first half of the World Cup is so spicy, and the second half is going to be so miserable.
Yeah,
Um, so I'm going to pick Ireland in this. I think they're coming in as the favourites. They're the world number one. They've beaten New Zealand the past twice. They've
yeah,
faced them. The first time they beat them, they just cracked them in the head, and since then they've been able to dominate them. Since
yeah,
they played against England recently, didn't show off any skill against England, but still managed to dominate. Like they
yeah.
held all the cards to the chest, played just a boring ground game, so as not to give anything away.
I
And
actually
despite,
turned that game off.
yeah,
I turned it
did you?
off. I was like, I'm not watching this. This is insane.
I watched it in the pub in Scotland to some adoring fans. It was
Yeah, I
wonderful.
bet.
Um, so
I
that's
bet.
good. So I think Ireland, I think
Yeah,
despite their World Cup woes, will overcome it this year.
I
Um,
agree.
yeah, let's do it. Ireland, that'll be some game though.
Oh, it'll be a hefty game.
Be
Okay,
hefty.
we've got an interesting one next. Argentina versus Fiji.
Ooh,
That's gonna be a fun one to watch.
that's gonna be a stalemate, but like a good one, not like a boring one.
Mm,
I think it's gonna go back and forth like attrition.
yeah,
Do you know? I think Argentina might have the fitness over the island boys. I think I don't know. I think Argentina
I
might.
think they'll have the winner's edge. I think
Yeah,
because
tough there.
Argentina are constantly playing in a tournament with New Zealand and South Africa and Australia, and they're really established now at playing those top teams and being able to beat them. They come over here, they beat us. I think Argentina have that edge, that little bit of an edge.
I agree.
To
I think we can give it to them. I think we
yeah,
can give them.
yeah. Argentina into the semifinals. Now, oh, France versus Scotland.
Oh. Okay, let's look at this. So we have jousted against France in the last month twice.
Yeah.
The first game was their B team that they were putting on, their experimental team against our A squad, which is almost essentially what our World Cup squad would be. And we won pretty well. That's a pretty
Mm-hmm.
good game. Enjoyed that game a lot. And then second time it was A squad v A squad. And we lost. We had a lot of penalties we gave away. We gave away 12 penalties, which is a lot. Had a yellow card, which is very bad. Did we have a red card as well?
I can't remember.
Did Nando get a yellow or red?
I can't remember.
Probably yellow. So we got a yellow card. We gave away 12 penalties, and we only just lost, just in the last couple minutes by 3 points. So,
Yeah.
I think with the whole, and that was in France too, with no
Mm-hmm.
crowd at all, which is amazing. So realistically, probably France. I'm not going to get myself excited, but if we somehow manage to get rid of all those penalties, get our, our situation better, get rid of those issues we had, all of those points disappear, and we could have been quite far ahead.
I think you honestly you could pip it. You could steal it out of nowhere.
Saying
If
that
if
though,
you if you get it out
not looking at it.
if you
Ah.
get out of the group, I think you might have a fair chance at France. But I do think France are taking it.
Yeah, I've always said that if we get out the group stage, we're going to win the World Cup. But in this instance, maybe not. I think France
I
advantage. They've
think
bested New Zealand. They're
yeah,
going to kick our butts. Yeah.
I think France are taking it. Okay. The semi-finals. I can't actually believe that I'm saying this as the semi-final, but England versus Ireland.
That's the semi final?
Mm.
Well, Ireland are going to wipe the
Yeah,
floor.
I mean, there's no need to have a conversation there. Ireland are beating us there.
How much will they win by is the only conversation we're going to have.
Yes, 100%. I'm thinking 20 points easy.
You say 20? I was thinking 40, but yeah, okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Although Ireland
this is the
is,
stupid thing, right? If England get out of the group, they have a relatively straightforward path to the semi-final, which is the really stupid thing about it because we do not deserve that at all. Anyway,
it's the thing. It's Scotland who, not to be, Scottish, but who deserve to basically win this thing, have got
well,
hardest first half. And if
yeah,
we somehow survive that, a fairly simple second half for the semis until we get to the final. Whereas England have these opposite, which very not easy because you're in a bad way, but it's fairly simple first half and an impossible second half.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. So the last semi-final, Argentina versus France. Who is going to face Ireland in the final?
It's got to be France. It's got to
It's
be
definitely
France.
France. It's definitely
I mean,
France.
great for Argentina to get that far, but against a home crowd France who are hungry for a final, if not a win, then yeah.
Yeah. Ireland, France final.
Oh,
That's so tough.
I don't know. I don't know. I think we can't call it. I don't know. Can we call that? Yeah, we have to. We have to. Have they played each other recently? Oh, since Six Nations.
It would just be the Six Nations.
Who won? Ireland won that, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I think Ireland won. I'm gonna. Okay, tell you what. I'm an Irish boy. I'm gonna go for a last minute drop goal win to Ireland. Oh no, last minute try. Let's call it last minute try to Ireland.
I I think I'm content to go with that. I think France will fall at the final hurdle of bringing home their home World Cup.
Damn, which is sad, but also I think Ireland have waited long enough to get this.
Yeah, I agree. So we have predicted Ireland as the winner, and 18% of players also predicted Ireland to win, apparently.
Only 18%. That's interesting. What's the
Yeah.
other?
So the other ones we have France at 26%, New Zealand at 25%, and then Ireland by 18%.
Yeah, I can see all of those being real. How
Yeah.
many picked Scotland, Zach?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me.
We see what Scotland would have to do to win.
Yeah.
If we
I
had an A game, we'd have to beat Ireland, South Africa, New Zealand, or France,
yeah.
then Argentina, then France or New Zealand, whoever survives.
Yeah.
So we have to beat New Zealand and France and South Africa and Ireland and Argentina. So basically, the five, four, and Argentina of the best teams in the entire world would
Yeah.
have to beat to get to the final and win.
If you can do that, it will be the most well-deserved World Cup in history, I think, because that is insane.
That's sucky. Because the thing is, in 4 years' time, when it rolls around again, we're going to be awful. We're not going to be anywhere near it again. Oh, I'm so sad. This is why I'm scared and sad and happy and excited all the time.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, there you go. We have predicted the World Cup. We
That's
think
it.
Ireland are going to bring it home.
Yeah.
There you go.
No need to watch it. We've just done it for you.
Yeah, exactly. I think they could do a good shift.
I think
they
it's going to
really
be
could.
one of the best World Cups for a long time.
I think it's going to be very, very close. Very close.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you said it. It's
Yes.
remember, was it one of the football World Cups they had Paul the Octopus predicting stuff?
Oh yeah.
That's now, baby.
That's us. We are the octopi.
Everyone's on tender hooks waiting for what we're going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here we are. We've done
Team
it.
sets
We've
the
done
rock up the 90 now for Ireland.
it.